Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending our 7 o'clock webinar. My name is O'Neill McLean. I am the CEO of XP Eats. And today we have two guests that's going to join me. We have Patience, Madeline, and Blessing Ahuama. And they're both with two different foundations. One is Shedrack Madlions Foundation, and the other one is Benjamin Family Initiative. So I'm going to invite them to introduce themselves after we play a short video about XP Eats.
With XP Eats donation program, you are now able to order from your favorite local restaurant, track its progress, and receive an alert when your donated meals arrive in the hands of the person or group in need. Help reduce food waste by donating to the hungry and by giving back to your community with XP Eats. Download XP Eats today.
Okay, so we have Blessing uh, right here, and for some reason we are missing Patience. So let me just add her. There we go. Welcome, Patience. And I like to let everybody know that we have a slight delay in our video, and this might be due to our locations, but we can have this fixed for our next session next week. So welcome, Patience. Welcome, Blessing. Thank you for attending the webinar today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. So maybe you both can just go ahead and tell me about your organizations. Maybe Blessings you would like to start, and just let us know what your organization's all about.
Um, Hello, everyone. My name is Blessing Ahwama. My organization is the Benjamin Family Initiative. I'm the founder. Um, Benjamin Family Initiative, the mission is to build future leaders by bridging the digital economy gap among women, girls, and youth through education, advocacy, mentorship, and resources. It is our vision to build a world where women, girls, and youth have same access in the global digital economy. So, a little brief history about the Benjamin family. It came out of my own personal experience that I went through when my husband died last year. So, the pain and the inhuman treatment that I was faced because of people were bought over, the youth were bought over, so the cultural disparities among the females and the male child played a role. And I began to ask myself, um, what is it that I can do? Why were these people bought easily? Was it possible to deceive them easily? And one thing stand out because none of them, I couldn't see any directors in their mix. I couldn't see any manager. I couldn't even see any decent employee inside among the youth. So definitely, poverty played a very big role. So I began on a mission to address those issues. And I asked myself, why was I able to survive that level of humiliation? The only thing that made it possible, other than God, is that I had resources. A lot of women have died in this process. So I began to find ways to help women, girls, and youth create wealth for themselves, become globally competitive in the digital world, which is where the world is going, and be able to make significant resources to sustain the family, and be able to not sell their voice and stand up for what they believe in.
Um, Thank you, Blessing. So, Patience, why don't you tell us about your organization?
Good evening, everyone. Joining in from Nigeria, and okay, I should actually say good morning from Nigeria. My name is Patience Madlion. I'm the CEO of Shedrack Madlions Foundation. As the name suggests, is the name of my husband. My husband was an agriculturist. He was a farm advocate, if you may say that. But I lost him in 2018 to the insecurity in Nigeria. And at the point where I lost him, I realized that it was almost as though I was starting afresh because everything that I thought I had, all the backings that I thought I had from him, was all gone. And I realized that most women in Nigeria are not ready to face that reality of what happens to them after death, after the death of their spouse, especially when their spouse is the sole breadwinner. And so I decided to go on a sensitization drive to talk to women, to educate them, and to enlighten them that they have to become financially literate. They have to be financially intentional if they want to survive the loss of their spouse, and if they want to compete favorably in the country, because the country is a very tough terrain. So that's how Shedrack Lions Foundation came about, and we realized that okay, even as women, we go through lots of challenges. We wear our scars in different ways. We have women that have gone through sexual abuse. We have women that have gone through domestic violence. We have women that have gone through so much. Some women that have been left to fend with their children. I mean, their husband didn't die, but they just left them like that. And so we decided to begin to heal as a community. We started talking about healings. We started, educating them on how they can become self-sustaining and so many other things. Alongside that, we introduced the agri curriculum because that was what Shedrack Madlian was known for. He was known for um, um, agriculture, and he so much talked about replacing the aging farmers because he just felt Nigerian farmers were aging, and the young ones were not interested in going to the farm. So those were the two thematic areas that we took on, and we began to talk about it. I'm sure in due course, in the course of this webinar, you get to know more of what we do. Thank you so very much for having me.
Oh, this is great. Um, so, what I would like to do is just play a short video clip about your foundation and a few staff members. And maybe afterwards, you could just give us a little background on what we're seeing.
Hello,
Hello,
I'm Onyobosa Justina,
I'm Oma Ekuga.
and we are representative of Aware My Scars Warri chapter in Delta State.
Where my scar has really been of great help thanks to our foundation, Shedrack Mad Lion Foundation, and our CEO, Patient Mad Lion. She has really been of great help. We've been working as a team, even in this our own state. We've been able to reach out to the less privileged. We go to the rural area, we administer medical cares, we give arms, we give food, we bring clothing to the less privileged. So I know with other organizations working together with Aware My Scar, we're able to do much better.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, that's a powerful message, and I think that you're doing great work in terms of
Thank
just
you.
giving back to the community, just seeing that because most people don't get to see this, right? We're hidden from what's happening across the world, and we only see some parts of it. But I think through in the future we're going to dig deeper into what you're doing and how XP Eats can participate and the benefits of having us working with you. So, how do you see XP Eats working with your organization?
Okay, so some years ago, about 2 years ago, I realized that there are some things that we call that we are privileged to have as humans. and this basic food. I mean, basic food. I mean, just normal stable food in the house. Some families are just gifted; they could have that, but there are some families that can barely eat a full meal in a day. So we came up with a program called a meal per day in the family. And what we do with that is that we package food stuff that can just feed a family of five at a point, and then at least for that day they would have eaten something. So we did it across Nigeria where we didn't do cooked food because I know that cooked meal at times, because we're not that technologically advanced to like store up food or to keep food in refrigerator. So we decided to go on raw food where the families were actually cooking. Everything in the package was meant to like take care of that family for that particular day. So we began to do that, and funny enough, we were doing that from our pockets. We didn't have any sponsors. Nobody was helping, and so and it went a long way, different states, to help people. And people were so very happy, and I mean they were sure of a meal. And so when I came across SP Eats through Madam Blessing, and SP Eats was going to like take that load off me financially, and then pitch what we're doing to the donors and to the outside community to help. I became really really excited about it because I that is what I have been waiting for. I've been waiting to, most of the time people write grants and write proposals to I don't believe so much in that. I just believe in reaching the needy right there, as in meet their needs at that point, and let's go off. I mean, do something else, not writing proposals and gathering money and then doing seminars and doing workshops. I didn't believe in that at all. I just wanted to reach that person at the point of their need and then get them to be happy for that, even if it's just 2 hours and they're happy. It does a lot to my person. So that was when I heard about the SPEs and what they are doing, I was super excited and I was ready to like introduce the whole world to SP Eats, because I wanted everybody to come on board and see that you can actually touch the lives of people directly without writing different different proposals and then getting bulk grants from the outside world.
Yeah,
So I'm
so
excited about SP Eats.
I know the video is delayed, but I'm like smiling when you're saying that, because just explaining the fact that the help is immediate. There's no delays. There's no we're just helping the people directly, and that's exactly what you're doing. And just being able to support that, it means a lot to myself, and I'm pretty sure it means a lot to the people who are supporting XP Eats, and they can always support your organization as well independently. We're just all here to really support each other and help those in need. Blessing, is there anything you want to add to that?
I think she said it all. Benjamin Family Initiative partnered with SB Eats. We are hitting places. We are coming to Nigeria. We are heading to other African countries. We are not limited to African countries. Anywhere globally, SB Eats is there. We can help you uh, get resources for the programs that you need to do to help the needy. The one campaign like Patience mentioned that we are about to hit out in Nigeria now is the Meal in a Box campaign, where we will be distributing meals to the families that need them. Um, I, like I said, I went through that experience, not the experience of lack, but I was faced with so much pain and humiliation during my husband's death that I began to feel for the women that didn't have, because there was nothing that could have made me survive what I went through except that I had resources. So partnering with SB is to provide those resources, reaching those women, those families, to make sure that no school child come back from school and remain hungry, that no family goes to bed without at least one meal a day, that no youth is out on the street empty stomach, you know. And it's not limited only to food. We also are capable of producing supplies, depending on projects that any nonprofit is doing. SP Eats will help you find those products and make it available. Thank you.
Thank you for that information. So I'm going to go ahead and play another video. And just it's one of your staff here. If you want to, when we get back, we'll follow up.
Good day, everyone. I am Mrs. Mary Musa. I am the Kogi State I Wear My Scars coordinator. I Wear My Scars is a non-governmental scheme under Shedrack Madlions Foundation, introduced by the CEO, Patience Madlion, with the aim of supporting and upgrading women in order to boost their confidence and encourage them to be financially stable. The foundation seeks to provide support to some of the Kogi State flood victims, especially women and children, and also encourage them to evacuate their home to the camp before the flood meets up with them. It's no news that Kogi State has been experiencing recurring flood, which has affected so many lives and properties and rendered many homeless. We are engaged in monthly contributions, Save for Christmas, Friday's contribution, and so many others. Indeed, the foundation has been helpful to many. Thank you and God bless you.
That's a great message. Patience, let's talk about the flooding. Can you enlighten us on what's happening there and how it's affecting everyone?
Okay, so last year, around August, and it's so sad because this happens every year. Around August last year, over 30 states in Nigeria were submerged. And in Nigeria, fortunately, we're not that, like I said, most people, the subsistence farmers are actually not as educated and not as technologically advantaged like other countries. So they live by the day. The plants, they wait for the rain to, I mean, for the rain to come on their crops, and then for them to harvest. They don't have the rain. They don't have the irrigation farming system. All all they hope on is the rain-fed agriculture. Okay, so these farmers have farmed, and all of a sudden, this flood came and took over their communities, took over the what their harvest, everything they had. Many states were submerged. We talk about Delta states was submerged, Bayelsa, Rivers, Benue, Kogi. So many of those states were submerged, even as Nasarawa, some parts of Niger. So many of those states were submerged. And these people that suffered the brunt of it are women and children. And so we're battling with the insecurity in the country. Towards the up north, we're having so much insecurity with the bandits, with the Boko Haram bandits, and then in the south, we're having south and Midwest, we're having the flood. So the whole country became like a country of depressed people because people are not able to feed, their houses overrun with water. So many illnesses that came out of that because they don't have clean water to drink. They don't even have food. Most of them they had to be evacuated by canoe to the camp in the dry land and all that, but no adequate provisions was made for them. So many civil society organizations jumped in and began to feed these families. And I must say that it's not been a very, very easy thing because there are lots and lots of families were displaced. So we're asking and we're begging, we're campaigning now for these families to get something to for SP Eats to help us spread the news and get the people to donate to these flood victims because they really, really need help now. Right now, we're growing on a meal per day, a meal in a box for these families. We're hopeful that SPE is able to promote it for us, and then we're able to get this food to these families as soon as possible. Because right now they so need at least food. Then they need all those other sanitaries, like toiletries and some other things that can keep them going. But for now, we're like campaigning for food stuff. At least you eat first and to be alive before you start thinking of something else. Thinking of other sanitaries. So that is the campaign we're running right now. The flood victims are still all over the place. And so we need help to get them out. I mean, get them out and also get them walking again.
That was well said. Um, XP Eats is a community. We're building the community. The larger our community, the more we can help these people that need help and assistance, provide them with exactly what they need. And patience knows what they need because she's there. She's around these people. So remember to download XP Eats, and let's take another look at what Patience and our organization does for the community. So have a look.
Thank you. Then why? Okay.
So, Patience, you're going to walk us through your presentation, just outlining some of you know, the details of what you're doing, and we're going to see some statistics on the poverty that people are experiencing.
Okay. So this is Shedrack Madlions Foundation, like we had said earlier. This is Shedrack Madlions Foundation. We're registered in Nigeria under the CAC, and it's a non-governmental organization. And yours truly is the CEO. Like I said, it's in honor of Shedrack Madlion, who was the founder of Safari 54 Limited. And what we seek to do is to empower, enlighten, and educate. Yeah. So we also seek to empower women and youth through agriculture and skill acquisition, which will help eradicate poverty. I say it all the time. Nigeria, over. I don't know if I'm being too. Um, I don't know, but I think over 200 million people are living below the poverty line as far as Nigeria is concerned, even though the statistics might say otherwise. But truly, this few months has been so hectic for everybody in Nigeria. It's been so really, really hectic that we now realize how poor we are. So the organization is divided into two arms, which is Aware My Scars. The Aware My Scars is a full women organized set, a group, and we do a lot of things there in among women. And the second arm is the replacing aging farmer scheme, where we go back to schools, primary schools and secondary schools, to educate or enlighten them, and to also sensitize them of the need for agriculture, because most of our youths do not want to go into agriculture anymore. They feel that agriculture is for the aged or for the retirees or for the poor people in society. So we go back to the schools and we try to like get them to build their interest again in agriculture and help them to see that without agriculture our race cannot survive. So right.
I think we may have lost some audio there. Patience, you still there? So we seem to have lost Patience. So what I'll do is I'll just continue on in the presentation until she can join us.
Okay.
So they aim to become the world class organization that helps people in need, and I think that they're well on their way. So their projected target is to for displaced persons, widows, orphans, and people living with disabilities. They have their one meal per day program. They also assist with hospital visitations, visits to orphanage, acquisitions, food distribution during Christmas. So this is a lot for this organization to do, and they would love for you know everybody watching today to participate in some way, and that can be done through XPE. So here's a few images of her staff packaging many of the products and delivering them to the people in need. I really, really appreciate what they do. So this is the one meal per day program, and all of you watching right now can actually participate. So we will be starting campaign with them, and we'll be helping to fill these bags with products that they actually need. So that's rice, grain, items that they could, you know, make their own food and get by on a weekly basis. So here's a few more powerful images helping a lot of women and their families. There we go. Right, and training is very important as well. They provide these types of services to help people survive, learn how to cook. Young people, I know I have a daughter right now, and she's learning to cook, and it it's a tool. It's not just the cooking as well. It's also being with other women who are going through what you're going through and supporting each other, because there's that mentality, that mental health portion of it, which is very important. Just bringing people together and doing something to help the community. Christmas food distribution. Again, we will be with these women in helping them with all of the campaigns that they have, and we'll be reaching as many people as possible. So these are some stats that she was touching on earlier, such as Nigeria's has the largest population in Africa, and it's located in the West Coast with a population of over 219 million citizens. That's a lot of people. The country is divided into six geopolitical zones: North Central, Northeast, Northwest, South, Southwest, and Southeast. The country has an abundance of natural resources, notably large deposits of petroleum and natural gas. So, despite all this abundance of riches, the poverty rate is still very high. Um, Many of you probably know this when you talk about Africa and the fact that they're resource rich, and it's just that they've just been taken advantage of. I don't know if I can say it any easier. So Patience has come back on, so give us one moment, so we'll just add her to the program. There you go. Patience, you there?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. This is one of the things that we talk about in Nigeria. We have very, 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 very unstable power system. So I'm so sorry. I was yanked off, but I'm back now.
Yeah, no problem at all. So I'm just at the bottom of here. I'm reading, in Nigeria, 40% of the population is classified as poor. In other words, on average, 4 out of 10 individuals in Nigeria have real per capita expenditures below 137, 430 naira per year. This translates to over 82.9 million Nigerians who are considered poor by national standards, with a minimum wage of 30,000 naira, that is $65 USD. That's per what? Per day?
That's per month. That's
Oh,
per month.
see.
That's per month. The minimum
Wow.
wage is 30,000 naira, which is like 65 US dollars per month. And like I said, this statistic is actually very conservative. I think they're just trying to paint us in good light and all that, which is okay for them. But truth is, over half, over what am I talking about? Over 70% of Nigerians live below the poverty line, which is close to 200 million people live below the poverty line. Because if the minimum wage for an average of five family, the breadwinner works as a civil servant and he goes home at the end of the month with 30,000 naira, which is $65 in a month. If it's divided by 30 days, I don't think it's less than almost less than $2 a
Wow.
day. So
That's
that's the reality.
okay. Do you want to take
So
over from here?
yes, I can go on now.
Oh, we could do it
Thank you so
together. I
much.
don't mind.
So the brief history about Nigeria is that what causes poverty? One, we have unemployment, we have lack of education, we have insecurity, and we have flood disaster, and of course corruption. Corruption, corruption, corruption. That is the biggest issue we're having aside insecurity. Unemployment has been there with us for a very long time, and then people were beginning to look for means around it by like becoming skilled workers. They learned skills and they began to get sustain themselves via those skills that are learned. But as I speak with you, the insecurity is so huge. In fact, I'm a victim, of course. Now, I mean, my husband was kidnapped and he died out because of the incident. So the insecurity is so much, and every day widows are churned out in Nigeria because the men, of course, are the ones that go out the most. So widows, men are killed on daily basis by these bandits. The flood victim are killing people. People are as at last year we had a conference on mental and emotional stability, and we realized that that's from the Ministry of Health in Nigeria, said that out of every 10 Nigerians, seven are mentally ill.
Wow.
So imagine with the flood and with the banditry happening in the north, with all this is happening, I'm sure it has risen to 9 people out of 10. So we are not plenty that are normal in Nigeria. I say that as a joke. So you might just have 10 of us, and out of 10 of us, just one person is sane. The rest are actually depressed or at the brink of losing it. Lots of people committed suicide last year. The suicide rate has become a normal thing in Nigeria because people just feel there's no hope of where to get the next meal. And you open your inbox and people are in your inbox and they are telling you, "Oh, my children have not eaten. Oh, I cannot even afford. My family cannot afford." I was in a ride today, and the man told me he had a car, he had like an Uber. Yes, it was an Uber ride, and he can't. He said, "I have not eaten since morning." Why? Because they developed a policy and try to implement the cashless policy. And so there's no cash in the system. And our system is a cash-based system. The woman selling food in her small booker doesn't believe in transfers, doesn't believe in card payment. So people are going through so much aside all these other things I have listed here. So that is where we are in Nigeria right now. So the poverty rate is increasing daily from different angles. So I'll just bring it. Try to summarize as fast as I can. So slide. So our target audience and location is the flood victims. Over 2 million people have been affected by the recent flooding. Like I said, since by August last year, a lot of, and then these are recurring on a yearly basis. I don't even know why we can't even get it right. This happens every year, and if we still don't get it, we still don't know how to mitigate it or how to prepare for it. So over 2 million people were affected. As of August, we had 372 deaths. These are deaths that are recorded. Where there are some deaths that you don't even know. They are all swept into the sea. They all, walked. Swept away, and then you can't even account for them. And you said over 600 have also been killed, and over 2,400 have been injured. Of course, I know situations in Kogi State that hippopotamus and the rest found their way into the cities, and they were able to get them. We're not like in the states that you have to guide them. They actually killed them. But see, these are things that are happening to people when there's a flood. There's cholera, there's diarrhea, there are lots and lots of illnesses that comes with flood. Aside even the hunger, aside the fact that they can't even get clean water to drink. And like I said, the civil society organizations in Nigeria are doing their best. The government is, I don't know, doing what they can do, but it's almost non-impactful. So we're asking, that's why we're running this campaign. We're asking that we need help. We are hopeful that with SP Eats, donors will look at what we're going through in Nigeria and help to like donate to this flood victims. And the good thing about SP Eats is that it goes directly to the person that needs it. It's so beautiful because when you donate, you actually donating direct to, and like from the ad, you get to know when the person that you donated to gets it. So it's a very, very wonderful and laudable project that we're running here. So now we are looking forward to distributing food items in partnership with SP Eats to the flood victims by picking estates from each of the six geopolitical zones in Nigeria, including the FCT, which makes it seven, and distribute these food items directly to the people that need them. And we call it a meal per day, a meal in a box. Slide, please. So these are the pictures of some places that were affected. We have Kogi, we have Delta, we have Bayelsa, we have so many of these places were affected. Even Enugu, Abia, so many of the states were over 34 states out of 36 were affected during the flood, during this flood. Yes, and even though some places are drying up. We got another scare from the uh, um, emergency department or so that there will be another flood. So,
Another
and
one.
we're looking at, okay,
Wow.
yeah, that there's going to be another flood. And we're asking, wondering, okay, so the ones that are, we're not yet done with that, and they are predicting or they are saying that there will be another one coming very soon. And the rains are here. And guess what? We don't have good drainage systems in the cities. I mean, the water doesn't empty into where it's supposed to empty into. So everything. So as I'm speaking with you, we're like actually just hoping that we get help as fast as possible because the rains are here, and with the prediction of another flood coming in, we don't know the extent at which these people will continue to suffer like this. Next slide, please. So our goal is to avert hunger and reduce extreme poverty through our partnership with SP8. We intend to run more campaigns. We have a lot of needs, and even though we're just talking about the flood victims, that we have lots of needs. We have back to school children, we have girls with their sanitary pads and stuff. We have lots of these things going, but we intend to like go one campaign after the other as against like lumping up so much. And then this whole what we're doing is in line with the Sustainable Development Goal number 2, which is end hunger, achieve food security, improve nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture. These are what Shedrack Madlions Foundation is all about. And we hope that with SP8, we'll be able to achieve our goal. Next slide. Yeah, so thank you so very much. We hope that I'm here to answer all your questions. And we hope that you see this a just cause to want to contribute to the people that are affected. Thank you.
No problem. So it's of course. I just wanted to just thank you for, for everything, and it just makes a difference just having you on board, having you, share your experiences and what the country is going through. I'm going to support you best I can. Our XP Eats will, our community will build a community together. Blessing has done great work as well, and we will be working all together just to bring attention to what's needed. We have brought a lot of other organizations together, and hopefully we can continue to share some resources, information, and just reach out to the world community and bring them on board, and we can share our progress, and we will show you how we're actually impacting the lives of people who need the assistance right now. So, is there anything you'd like to add, patients, before we
Yes.
go?
Yes, I want to thank my team, my coordinators, about almost 30 coordinators, 30 ladies all over Nigeria that has worked tirelessly, and they're all volunteers. They're not even being paid. I want to thank them so much. They've sacrificed so much for this cause, and some of them are on this call. So I want to just especially, say my thanks to them and to appreciate them, and to let them know that whatever they are doing for the next human being is as though they are doing it for themselves, and God will continually bless them for what they have done so far, alongside me, to fight hunger and to like avert poverty in the land. So thank you very much, and thank you, SP. I can't wait to begin to distribute these foods to these people. I can't wait. Honestly, I'm like I said, I'm so excited. I can't wait to like get this, to see the smiles on these people's faces. I was doing very small, and with SP, it definitely will reach more people. And I want to thank Madam Blessing for the opportunity to, because if without her I wouldn't know anything about the SPAs. So for bringing me on board, I want to really really thank you, and for all the donors that will be donating. Guess what? God will bless you so very much, and then make sure that every cent you donate to these people will be replenished in multiple folds. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, and thank you, Blessing. And before we end this webinar, is there anything you want to add, Blessing?
I think she said they were all. I'm grateful to partner with SP Eats. We are moving great. There is no doubt that it's a wonderful platform, a platform to give, and a platform to receive. So I believe so much in what SBE stands for, and together with O'Neill, we will do massive. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you, and have a good night. And see you again next week. Remember to download XP Eats. Remember to share it with your friends. We do have a referral program button. Share it with your friends. You'll be able to see the buildup of your community in XP Eats, so you can see how many friends have joined you. Invite them to the webinar, and we'll be available all week to answer any questions you may have. And we're looking forward to helping a lot of people. So please join us.